Good morning students. Now today we are going to start our 10th lecture of chapter number 11, that is ray optics. Okay, and we have completed about the power of lens in our previous lecture. Okay, and the what is lenses, in that also how refraction through a thin lens also we have completed, and we have obtained the formula for this also. We have studied about the formula of linear magnification as well. Now today we are going to start our new topic of this chapter, and this is also be related to the lens only, that is combination of thin lens. Okay, how the combination of thin lens has been looks like. So for that, first of all we have to draw a diagram, a ray diagram, because in the lenses all the things has been verified or clarified through the diagrams only. Okay, so first of all lenses. So in this we have to take two thin lenses. Okay, so here I am taking, whenever I am drawing it, I am taking two thin lenses, and they are both are very much close to each other. Like we can say they are just be in a contact with each other. Okay, there is no any gap between them. Here it's a gap is showing, but there is no any gap between. They are just be in contact with each other. Okay, now a principal axis line is passing through it. Okay, and at a particular point O, object has been kept, and here the ray diagram, the incident ray is passing. So first of all I have just bifurcate them, because you know it very well, the lenses are the combination of two spherical surfaces. So this one is your lens L1, this one is your lens L2. Okay, so when the light ray are just incident on the first lens, then it will be diverted from its path. Okay, and then it has been formed an image I, but if it is again not be any, but if no any difference between them, only the one bifurcation is this from the first lens, then the ray diagram will not be refracted from the second lens, and image will be formed at I dash. Two conditions are there. This is this 2 points. Okay, and from here it will be your object distance U. Okay, and from here it will be your first image distance V, and from this one it's V dash. Okay, clear? The first lens is having a focal length f1, second lens is having the focal length f2. Now first of all, while understanding this concept, you have to first understand the concept that when two lenses are just be kept in a contact with each other, when two thin lenses are just kept in contact with each other, then these lenses have behaved like a single lens. They are behaved like a single lens. So this thing you have to be remember first. So I am writing this thing also. The two lens kept in contact behave like a single lens. Okay, now from this diagram, an object O is placed at a distance of U from the combinations of two lenses L1 and L2 of the focal length f1 and f2. Now, if we have considered that in the absence of the lens L2, the image formed by L1 is your eye, okay, sorry, is your eye dash. Image has been formed, it has been reflected from this and directly it has formed an image eye dash, okay. So, this thing I am writing here, that in the absence of the lens L2. So, the remaining theory I am not be writing it down, you may write it down by your own, okay. So, in the absence of lens L2, the image formed by L1 is at a distance V dash from lens L1 or from optical center C1. Here I am giving the name to the lenses. This is having the optical center C1 and this is having the optical center C2. Okay. So, the first, when we have just be considered that the second lens is absent, only we are having a lens L1, then from this object one time refraction has been done and image is formed at I dash, which is having a distance V dash from the lens L1, or we can say from the optical center C1 of the lens L1. Okay, clear? So, here we are applying the lens formula. Hence, for the first lens, what is the lens formula, Peter? 1 upon f is equals to 1 upon v minus 1 upon u. So, 1 upon v, so v is your v dash, minus 1 upon u is equals to 1 upon f. So, we are here we are taking the focal length of the first lens, that is your f1, equation number 1. Now, in this time, the image which has been formed by the lens L1 it just behave like an object for the second lens, okay, and we have to be assumed that both the lenses are very much close to each other and they are so much thin, both the lenses are very much thin. So, C1 and C2 means the optical center of both the lenses are very much close to each other, very much near to each other. Okay, so we in this time, in the second time, we have considered that this V dash, as I just told you that here in the second condition, the I dash is just behave like an object for the second lens. So, the V dash will be the object distance and V will be the image distance. Clear? So, this we are using. Now, the image I dash behave as an object for the second lens since the lenses are assumed to be thin. Okay. So, their optical center C1 and C2 are very near to each other, very near to each other. So, we can take the object distance for second lens as V dash. Okay. So, now here beta, hence for the second lens we get, what is the formula beta? 1 upon V minus 1 upon U is equals to 1 upon F. So, 1 upon V minus 1 upon U, U will be the V dash, and 1 upon F, F here will be the second focal length of the second lens. Okay. So, this will be equation number 2. Now, I am adding equation 1 and 2. Okay. So, on adding equation 1 and 2, we get, I am adding these two equations, then what we get beta? Look at here, 1 upon V dash minus 1 upon U plus 1 upon V minus 1 upon V dash is equals to 1 upon F1 plus 1 upon F2. So, 1 upon V dash plus and 1 upon V dash of minus has been cancelled out. So, here I am writing this equation as 1 upon V minus 1 upon U is equals to 1 upon F1 plus 1 upon F2. This will be your equation number 3. Okay. Now, as I just told you that the combinations of these two thin lenses had just behaved as a single lens, okay, for which the object distance is your U and the image distance is your V. Okay. And so, the focal length is the combination. So, we can say this, the 1 upon F is equals to 1 upon F1 plus 1 upon F2. Okay beta. So, the combination behave as a single lens for which the object distance is U and image distance is V. Hence, F is focal length of the combination. Okay beta. So, it will become like 1 upon V minus 1 upon U is equals to 1 upon F, equation number 4, and this is your lens formula. Okay. So, we get, when we compare equation number 3 and equation number 4, then what we get beta? We get that the focal length is the combination of focal length of the two thin lenses. This will be equation number 5. So, the combinations of many focal lengths. Okay. So, what will be the result? 4 combinations of many lenses of focal length f1, f2, f3, many more, the resultant focal length and power will be, what will be the resultant one beta, and what will be the resultant answer for this is 1 upon f is equals to 1 upon f1, 1 upon f2, 1 upon f3 and so on. Equation number 6. And the power, you know beta, power is the reciprocal of the focal length. So this one P is equals to 1 upon f1 means P1, P2, P3 and so on. Equation number 7. Okay, and from this combination, from this resultant focal length and the power, the magnification will be, so here we get that the P is the net power of the combination and the total magnification M is given by, what was that beta? Always remember that the resultant focal length is the just simply the sum of the all the focal length, means 1 upon f is equals to 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2 in the inverse form. And so that for the power is also, the power is the normal algebraic sum of the all the individual power, but magnification is actually the product. The resultant magnification is the product beta. Okay. So M is equals to M1 into M2 into M3 and so on. Okay. So here M1, M2, M3 are the magnification by the individual lenses. Okay. And such combinations which we are studied like right now is used in the cameras, in optical microscope, as like we have studied in our this chapter in the last topic, microscope. Okay. So there we have taken two lenses, eyepiece and objective lenses. So for that the combinations we have used. Clear beta? So this is about the combination of the thin lens. Now moving ahead for the next topic, and our next topic is image formation by the lens. Image formation by lens. Okay. So in the image formation, as in the image formation by the mirror, for the mirror we have studied about the 4 rules, that if the light rays are coming parallel, then they are passing through the focal length, and if the light rays are coming from the focal length, then they are just be going parallel. If they are just be coming from center of curvature, then they will be reflected back on the same path, and if it is incident on the pole, then we have applied the lens, the mirror laws of reflection, that angle I is equals to angle R. Now here in this we have to use 3 rules. Okay, and all these 3 rules I had just be shown in the one diagram only. Okay, the rules you have to be write by your own in your own language. So first of all I am making it for the convex lens, for the convex lens. So here is your convex lens. Okay, and this will be the principal axis. Okay, and what are the rules beta that we have to be used in the image formation by the lens, that if suppose your object is here, so when the light rays are coming parallel, first of all we have to bifurcate them. Okay, so when the light rays are coming parallel from the object, they always pass through, refracted through the focal length. This one is your focal length. Okay, and second one, when the light rays are coming from the focal length, then they are always be parallel to the principal axis. And the third rule is that when the light rays are passing from the optical center, then they will be reflected back on the same path. This will be the optical center. Here it is the height of the object, and here the image has been formed, H dash. This is the image. Okay, this is your object distance u, and here is your image distance v. Okay, so three rules are there, that when the light rays are parallel to the principal axis, they will always pass through the focal length, and when the light rays are coming from the focal length, then they will be parallel to the principal axis, and when the light rays are going from the optical center, then they are just be reflected back on the same path, and where they meet, there the image has been formed. Three rules are there. The first two rules are the same one as like we have used in the mirror. Third rule is just like of a center of curvature which you have studied in the mirror. That when light rays are coming from the center of curvature, they have just be reflected back on the same path. Similarly for the optical center as well. Okay, three rules we have used. So these we have studied for the convex lens. Now we are going to study about the concave lens also, and these same three rules has been followed in the concave lens also. Okay, you know better, concave lens is your divergent lens. So second one is for concave lens. So first of all I am drawing the concave lens beta. You know the diagram. This is how your concave lens looks like. It has been thicker from the edges and thinner from the center. This is, I am doing the bifurcation because it is the combination of two spherical surface, and here it is your principal axis. Clear? So first of all I have just be kept the object here. This will be your object, and I am just keeping, this is the focal length of this side. So same, if the light rays are going parallel, this is a divergent mirror, it has been diverged. So it has been passed through the focal length. Okay, and next one, if it has been passed through the focal length, then again it will be diverged and become parallel. Okay, so that will not be used in the concave lens. Here only two things has been used. First, when parallel, then pass through the focal length, and next one is from the moving from the optical center. So here your image has been formed. So in concave lens, the concave lens are just making the virtual images, and it is a divergent lens, and only two kinds of the images has been formed in this. So the concave lens, we are use only two rules. First, that when the light rays are parallel to the principal axis, then it will be passes through the focal length, and if it is passing through the optical center, then it will move on the same path. Okay, the convex lens makes the real images and inverted images and the after refraction, and concave lens it is a divergent lens and makes the virtual images and erect images. Okay, so we have studied about the three rules. First, that when the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis and when it is passed through the focus after refraction. Okay, and next one, when the incident ray are passing through the optical center, it will be go undeviated in both the types of the lenses. Okay, and in third one that we have used for the convex lens, that the incident ray when passing through the focus will go parallel to the principal axis after diffraction from the convex lens. Okay, and in this case that the concave lens, the incident ray is targeted as the forward towards the focus. So we always take in the concave lens that it is only passing through the parallel to the principal axis. Okay, this is all about the rules. Now next, which we are going to be studying in our next lecture, that is the image formations by the ray diagrams made by the convex lens first. Okay, so you know the same ray diagram we have made for the mirror. So same process we have applied. We have to find out the position of the image and their ray diagram, their nature, their size, all the things that we have used. Okay, and discuss about your today's homework. So your today's homework is that you have to write the rules of the image formation by the lens by your own language, on your own language. The diagrams I have made and you have to just write down the rules for that in your language. Okay, and after the completion of the ray diagrams made by the concave and the convex lens, then only we are having the numerical portion for that. Okay, then we are going to solve the numerical, and for that afterwards your lens portion has been completed of this chapter. Okay beta, clear? Now that's all for today. Thank you.